Thank you, Fahmi. Is it up? So I had so many things that I wanted to talk to you about tonight. I could talk about the whale research that we do, the education programs, the community outreach programs, awareness. But in the end, I decided to talk to you about the thing that holds the environment society together, the glue that holds us all together, and that's the people. There are a lot of people that got us here today. And I myself have been involved as a volunteer from the very beginning of the organization. But it's the people that are going to take our work forward and into the future that I wanted to talk about. E.S.O started in 2001, but we became a sort of a legal organization in 2004. And that's 12 years ago, when there weren't very many NGOs or charities in our country. And we were told that we were the only environmental NGO that could be in Oman, which is a lot of responsibility. And like, how do you decide what your priorities are as the only environmental NGO? And so in the end, it comes down to the interests and the passions of the people that are involved, especially if they're volunteers. And at the time, we were all volunteers. We started doing a lot of marine research, working with volunteers, working with college students and advocacy. But one of the most important things that we decided to work on was building the capacity of our country's people in the area of environmental conservation. So to do this, we needed money. It's not easy finding sponsorship in Oman, especially when you're stuck. We're not, as the Environment Society, we were stuck. We are not a social charity. We're not seen as a social charity like Daar or the Blind Association or the Handicapped Association. We don't pull heartstrings that way, but at the same time, we're not a professional organization in the sense that you need to be of a certain profession to be a member of our charity, like the Engineering Society. We were somewhere in the middle. And so we needed to set ourselves apart from other organizations and we decided that the best way to do that was to be as professional as we could be, create good reporting systems, and have, most importantly, good staff. So how do you hire professional, capable, passionate people with no money? And where do you find these people? It's not easy. And the problem historically in our country is that expatriates come in, do a lot of environmental research, and then leave after writing reports or having published in a scientific journal, and they don't download that local knowledge to Omanis. As well, Omanis are generally not taught basic environmental awareness at school, and there are no environmental management degrees available in our higher education system. So that means, really, at the end of the day, that there aren't enough qualified people in the government and in companies to enforce environmental regulations in industry and tourism. And the majority of our people impacting our environment don't have the mindset to be able to make these right environmental decisions. So what do we do? Well, one solution is to start investing in our young graduates. And over the last 4 years, that's what we've been doing. We have about 6 to 8 people in the program every year, and we hire and train young Omanis in the area of environmental conservation. We make sure that they're trained in scientific research, managing volunteerism, learning how to manage NGOs. Working in NGOs is something completely different than working in a private sector or working in the government. They reach out to schools, they reach out to teachers. They learn how to use both the social and conventional media to our benefit. Not only do they have exposure to this in Oman, but they travel the world meeting and learning from their peers. We've had people in the program travel to Kuwait, Tunisia, Iraq, Jordan, South America, South Africa, the USA, Korea, Japan. And we had to offer good packages and different opportunities for the people that are working with us. They get to meet stakeholders they wouldn't usually get to meet, be independent, and create their own programs. And most importantly, we had to be competitive with salaries. You can't get good people when you don't have good salaries. And you can't do this when all you have is a 15% administration cost at the bottom of a project budget. You need sponsors that are willing to invest in a program that includes paying for salaries. So it's our belief that our staff should be well rewarded and perform at very high levels. And there's a huge gap between what charities can afford to pay their staff and what sponsoring companies are willing to spend. And that's because companies are willing to give to projects, but not to the people that run them. We cannot expect bright minds to work in the nonprofit sector for such little compensation. And we need to stop thinking that overheads are negative. When you donate to a charity, generally, as an individual, you donate to a charity, you expect your donation to go to a cause and not to the overheads. And people think that the less money that we spend on overheads, the more money that there is for that cause. But overheads have to be seen as part of the cause, especially if it's being used for growth. And change can't happen without experienced, qualified, and educated Omanis. So I wanted to talk to you about a few of the people that are in our program. This is Esma. She graduated from SQU with a bachelor's degree in marine science. She's been working with us now for 4 years, and she's been trained in consultancy management, writing reports, proposals. She does a lot of scientific research. She's even been a first author published in a scientific journal. She does a lot of stakeholder engagement, from fishing communities to women's associations and all the way up to ministerial levels. She's traveled the world to talk about E.S.O, and now she's our scientific and conservation coordinator. This is Nuhaila. She has a bachelor and master's degree in environmental monitoring and management. She used to work as an elementary school teacher, and then she joined us as a volunteer, and now she's our education coordinator. She organizes our inter-college public speaking competition. She creates summer programs for kids, and she puts together a comprehensive school education program for E.S.O. Thank you. I know. Of 30 seconds. I'll try and be quick. This is Jum'a and Ghazi. We have a lot of work that we do on Masira Island, and we work with the loggerhead turtle there. And we wanted to really create a better bond between us and the community that was on the island. And so we decided to hire 3 local field assistants. They used to be fishermen. They've been trained in everything from surveying to they go on our whale and dolphin field trips. They do a lot of awareness raising for us. And they've had typing, English, computer courses. Fahmi, you're freaking me out. Can I just keep going? I won't be long, I promise. Anyway, so they've worked with so many people, so many experts from the US, Netherlands, Bulgaria, and now they've even started to take a lead on some of our projects. So I have no time. I hope I've changed some of the mindsets in this room about administration of charities. And I hope even more that there's somebody sitting out there today that will say, hey, I want to be E.S.O's capacity building partner and give you money. I honestly can tell you that there's no bigger gift to our country's environment than investing in our own people to make sure that it stays as beautiful as it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sayyida Lamees.